What's going on, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and welcome to another head review. This one is for the newest face-off head in the market, the Burn FO. So big shout out to Universal Lacrosse for sending this over to us. If you want to learn more or purchase one, you can check out their link down in the description. And like with all of our face-off reviews, I'll put this disclaimer out there. I don't face off. I'm not very good at it, so this is purely an informational review just for the specs and my overall thoughts. If you want a more in-depth review, we've got Blake from Green Knuckles Lacrosse, who did a really great video, and also Greg Renlian, who's doing his classic 3-part face-off head review. So I have those links in the description as well if you want to go check those out, get a real face-off guy's opinion. But we will be having Blake from Green Knuckles as a special guest on this video. He's coming in for a tour today, so he's going to come in at the end, and I think we're going to take a couple draws against each other, go best of 5, see who wins. I've got maybe, thinking I'm a pretty big underdog. Maybe I'll take 1 of 5, but might get lucky. We'll see. So he's going to come in a little bit, and we'll do a couple of live face-offs with him and see if I can beat him in maybe 1. But let's get into the head. Overall specs, the cost on this is $89.99, so that's the standard head price you're expecting to see for a high-end head these days. There were some people talking about, I guess a year and a half or 2 years ago, Warrior as an initiative, they said to grow the game, promised to make all their unstrung heads $69.99 or $70 from here on out. So they have been releasing all their heads at $70 when they've been unstrung. So I think a lot of people kind of expected this to be at $70, which is obviously far below what the market's at for high-end head. They did release it at $90, kind of going back on their word. I get releasing at $90, makes total sense to me, but they did say they'd all be $70. We didn't know if that would go on forever, and obviously they have broken that. So it is $90 despite what they said earlier that their unstrung heads would be $70, and I thought that would be, for a face-off guy, a really great spot where guys have to replace heads a lot. Might be an extra reason to buy the Burn, but they did bump it up to $90. So into the actual head, this was designed with Trevor Baptiste, all-time leading face-off wins in the NCAA, obviously one of the best to ever do it, going into his pro career now. Playing in the NLL, he tested it and developed it extensively with Warrior, and you're gonna see a lot of his influence here. And also they made some pretty great ads. I think my favorite part from their marketing campaign was a video where they had Trevor Baptiste's head instead of his head, and he was talking to himself. Really great marketing from them there, and Trevor's just a pretty funny guy all around. So when you look at the head, you've got a nice tight face shape, just like you've seen from a lot of face-off heads to make sure that the ball can get trapped all the way up high in the head. Nice round scoop, good for GBs. You've got the throat lock down here and a short throat, which all face-off guys expect and need these days. I think it's a pretty stiff head, but overall, a really nice looking head. As far as stringing goes, it's strung really well. They give you plenty of sidewall holes. This is our Hero 2 face-off, and I got a really great pocket with it. So no issues whatsoever from a string perspective. So what you're gonna notice here, and it's no secret that Trevor Baptiste used a CEO in college for all 4 years, and he loved this head, and it was mostly for its unique flex properties, where instead of on an oblique angle, it flexes straight up, and they call it face flex. And the reason for that is this strut pattern that allows the head to condense this way because the struts are going up and to the right. And so when you look at the Burn face-off, they have on this left sidewall what is essentially an identical strut pattern. They match up almost shot for shot. You've got one here, and then another one long going up this way, and then the top Warrior has a little strut where they have a closed window, pretty much the same thing. So this left strut here on the Burn face-off is identical to the CEO, and you see it can condense and collapse just like the CEO. It'll get that little kink point here where it folds in, and that's gonna give you that face flex that Trevor likes so much. So where these two heads differ significantly is the Burn FO has an asymmetrical sidewall design. So then you'll see on the left sidewall, they have one strut going straight down and to the right. So as opposed to up and to the right, you've got down to the right. So that doesn't allow it to do that face flex. That's gonna stop it from flexing right here straight up. And it's a much more rigid sidewall than the right side. And so they say it's gonna help with shape retention, stiffness in jam ups, and also the recovery. So you've got this asymmetrical design where you can have some face flex on the one side, but also get a little bit of oblique flex. So they're trying to kind of capture more of the market than just a face flex. And so when you see one of these, the whole thing is dipping up and doing that face flex, whereas on the Burn face-off, it's just gonna be that one side where this one will stay a little bit more stiff and flat to the ground. So overall, it seems like this is gonna fit a lot of guys' playing style. A couple years ago, when there were no specific face-off heads, before the dual came out, the CEO was a big option, and the CEO is one of the only offensive heads that wasn't designed for face-offs that has still kept a really big market share in face-off guys as these specific face-off heads has come out. So people have been reluctant to replace the CEO with face-off specific heads because none of them have replaced that face flex for them. And now there's another face flex option for you guys out there in the Burn FO. So obviously I don't know exactly how they feel, but I think that it's really good to have two options for this face flex, guys. And I have seen some rumblings about a CEO 2 coming out into the market. So we'll have to see how that fits into this kind of face flex ecosystem here. So now I think I'm going to get out there and take a couple reps against Blake and see how I can do. All right, guys, we got my friend Blake here from Green Knuckles Lacrosse. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. Link will be in the description if you want a more in-depth review of this head and every face-off product, for that matter. A lot of fun videos. Blake, anything to say? You want to pitch yourself?
I'm sick.
15 seconds. I only need 5 seconds.
Check me out.
All right, so Blake and I are going to go one-on-one, best of 5. I've got the new Burn FO. I'm going to take a couple reps to break it in because I was having a hard time getting it going here. Blake's got the Weapon X, and then maybe we'll switch after we do a couple. So we'll see how this goes.
Down. Set. Go.
Oh. Woo! I'll put my hand in the plastic.
Down. Set. Go.
Oh. All right, let's switch heads.
Yeah.
Switch sticks now. You went up too early.
Down. Set. Go.
Nope. All right, well, there's your verdict. Blake's gonna beat me no matter what head I'm using, obviously. Anything to note, just go watch a review, full, like 25-minute in-depth.
Yeah, video's long, but it's great.
Yeah.
Check out my Weapon X video as well.
Yeah, a lot of good info in there if you're looking for a real face-off guys feedback. So thanks for watching, guys. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, subscribe to Blake. Have a great day.